Welcome to video number 3 in our home series of Let's Hang Out. Do you mind if I paint? My name is Dan, and I am your hostess with the mostest. I guess host with the most. All right, so we're ready to put in some clouds in our painting here. In our previous videos, we did liquid white. We did then in number 2, we put in our sky and our water here at the bottom. I just thought we'd tap in a few clouds up here. I'm going to show you one way to do clouds. I love to use either the full-size 1-inch round brush or its counterpart, the half-size round brush. So 1-inch round foliage brush or half-size round foliage brush. Shapes and purpose are exactly the same. It's literally the difference in size. You can certainly make beautiful clouds, as Bob often would, with a fan brush. We've also seen him do that with a 1-inch brush, with a 2-inch brush. Gosh, I almost don't think there's a brush. He's done it with a knife on some of the shows I've watched over the last several months. So there's really no wrong way to do it. It's find which tool uses and feels best in your hand and just play with it. Just get comfortable with it. So all I've done, I like to make bright white clouds. So I've just pulled out some white on a little separate work area here. I'm going to tap right into it. See if I can get a good angle here. I'm just going to tap basically that top edge into it. Top corner, top edge of the brush. Just so I'm picking it up. It's totally fine if it leaves those little kind of pull up little bumpy things on the canvas. And so here is what the end of my brush looks like. That's just where I'm going to start. Now this is going to pick up some blue for me. I hope you can see on the, I can see it on the camera preview here. You can see there are some lighter areas in the sky. I'm just going to take advantage of those and kind of build on them. So I'm going to start over here. Let's start up in this corner today. So I'm just going to gently tap, just tap. And I'm just going to start thinking like a cloud might think. Clouds are so free, they just float everywhere. We're still going to blend these. We're going to knock off the bottom a little bit. Careful if you make them too pointy. Don't make them all the same like that. So maybe tap back over. But look what happens to the end of my brush. I've picked up some blue, still got some white in there. I'm just going to go over to a paper towel I've got on the palette and give that a good brush out. I won't get all the blue out, and that's okay. I can still flip over and use the other corner of my brush if I get too much blue going there, or I could stop and go through the cleaning procedure with paint thinner and all of that. So I'm just going to build a little more. I want to brighten this cloud up a little bit. So I'm just tapping ever so gently, varying the pressure in my hand a bit, and just thinking like a cloud, just being free, floating out here in this beautiful sky. So let's stop there. Let's grab... let's see. I am looking for a 1-inch brush that I didn't bring myself over here. So let's just use a 2-inch brush, totally fine. I do like blending with a 2-inch brush because it's just got so many hairs up in the corner. It really makes short work of it. So just kind of lean in at an angle, tiny little circles, and just be careful because all you want to do is soften out this bottom edge. Don't grab that top edge. We're not ready for that yet. Fight the urge to have real strict uniformity. Don't go in straight lines in your cloud. Be real gentle and just keep that corner moving. Keep it moving. Just stir this edge up. Careful that bottom edge if you doubled up a layer like that. That's kind of setting yourself up for harder work, so I don't do that often. Just want to diffuse this bottom edge. Just diffuse it. All right. Give the brush a good smack down on something firm, as long as it's not going to fling paint on somewhere you're going to get in trouble for. And then with a big circular stroke. I haven't touched the canvas yet, I don't think. It's almost just the wind. We just want to ever so gently grab that top edge and give it a pull. Now, you may pull up some little wispy, stringy looking things. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We'll take care of that in just a second. So that's really just the second step after blending. And now ever so gently, barely touch. I just touched it the first time. Just soften over the whole thing. That'll take care of those little stringies and really set that cloud back in the sky for you. So I'm hoping you can see that pretty well. Let's do another one. That felt good. So we're going to keep right on rolling on Cloudville. I'm going to put in 2 or 3 more clouds for you in this video, and then we'll wrap it up. So this one should only have a couple minutes left. So I'm going to let you just watch this one. I'm not going to run my mouth as much. I'm going to kind of do this at the speed I would normally work at. Speed is your friend in this technique. Keep going. Keep that brush moving. Don't get stuck in one area. Just keep going. Keep going. Just go with whatever happens on the canvas. You start with a thought. Start with a time of day, a time of year, a beautiful location, and go for it. Just go for it. Just see what happens. Because even if you wind up with a mess, I'll bet you learn something. And then you can scrape it right off, wipe that canvas with a paint thinner, let it dry, and go again. If you learned something, got a little better at something, who knows? You may have just created somebody's absolutely favorite painting everywhere, and all you got to do is have the courage to give it a go. I am so thankful to have this kind of painting in my life. I always loved Bob Ross when I was growing up. Never painted. Never thought of myself as an artsy person. I don't doodle, I don't draw. Watched a lot of Bob videos during lockdown back in early part of 2020. Did some research on him. Lori and I went to the beach for our anniversary as lockdown let out here in Florida and things were opening again. Thought I was taking her on a hot date for our anniversary, if you know what I'm saying. And who knew? I was the one that would get snake bit with this and just fall in love with it. Anyway, sorry. That's a sermon and a message for another day. So there's a couple of clouds. You think we need one more real quick? Let's do a time check. We're at 7 minutes. Let's do another cloud. I can't think of a good reason not to. If you've seen enough cloud action, you're welcome to cruise on to the next video. I hope these are useful. Feel free to drop some comments in there. That is certainly helpful to us here in the studio. We want to be putting out videos that you find helpful, that are at a length, that are useful to you. I just want to do my part to help keep this dream alive. I am so proud to be part of the Bob Ross family. I have made so many great friends. My buddy Andy Taylor, yes, that's truly his name. He's got his Mayberry Art Company up in Tallahassee. Oh my goodness, is he an exceptionally gifted and hardworking artist. He has such skills at this method of painting and is an incredible teacher. He and I went together to a class at Faye Fletcher's in Valdosta, Georgia last Saturday. So yes, we both drove couple of hours to go take class from, well, let's face it, Faye is a legend in the Bob Ross teaching community. She has been a certified instructor better than 20 years. How cool is that? She has helped so many cool, incredibly talented painters become Bob Ross certified over that time. Oh, what a great time we had. But you just make the best friends when you find your tribe, man. People into what you're into. They each bring such talent and gifts and differences with them. That's a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. I'm digging our clouds. I hope the cloud video has helped you. We're going to call that one done. Next, we're going to move on to mountains, just like we're marching through a regular painting. See you soon.